Did you know that when we conclude our prayers with the word Amen, we might unknowingly be paying homage to an ancient, otherworldly entity? This seemingly innocuous word, deeply embedded in religious and spiritual practices across the globe, carries a hidden history that traces back to the enigmatic figure of Amun Ra, also known as Marduk in Sumerian texts. Amun Ra, a powerful Anunnaki alien and a central figure in ancient Egyptian and Babylonian pantheons, decreed thousands of years ago that humans should honor him by uttering his name at the end of their prayers. This decree, shrouded in mystery and obscured by time, has persisted through millennia, embedding itself into the fabric of human spirituality. Amun Ra, or Marduk, was no ordinary deity. He was an immortal Anunnaki, a member of an advanced extraterrestrial race that has covertly governed Earth for thousands of years. The Anunnaki, often depicted as godlike beings in ancient Sumerian and Babylonian texts, were not merely mythological figures but real entities who wielded advanced technology and profound knowledge. Among them, Amun Ra stood out as a dominant force, a being who sought to establish himself as the supreme god of humanity. His influence extended far beyond the spiritual realm, shaping the course of human history in ways that are only now beginning to come to light. The story of Amun Ra is deeply intertwined with the ancient Pyramid Wars, a series of catastrophic conflicts that ravaged Africa and the Middle East approximately 4,000 years ago. These wars, fought with advanced weaponry far beyond the understanding of early humans, left vast regions desolate, transforming once fertile lands into barren deserts. The purpose of these wars was not merely territorial dominance, but a calculated effort by Amun Ra to assert his supremacy over other Anunnaki rulers and to ensure that humanity worshipped him as the one true God. His ambition knew no bounds, and his methods were ruthless. Amun Ra's desire to be the sole object of human devotion was rooted in a deeper cosmic struggle among the Anunnaki. Each member of the Anunnaki royal family was allotted specific periods of rule over Earth, governed by the movements of celestial constellations. However, a cataclysmic event known as the Great Flood disrupted this cosmic order, overshadowing Amun Ra's designated time to rule. Undeterred, he sought to reclaim his dominance, using humanity as pawns in his grand design. His ultimate goal was to establish a monotheistic religion centered around himself, eradicating the worship of other Anunnaki deities and consolidating his power over Earth. The Anunnaki themselves were a diverse and complex civilization hailing from the planet Nibiru. Their lineage was a unique blend of reptilian Draconian and Lyran Syrian ancestries, a result of a historic union between a royal reptilian female from the Orion Empire and a Lyran Syrian male from the Galactic Federation. This union, which took place over 12 million years ago, marked the beginning of a new hybrid race, a race of warrior-like beings with immense physical strength and advanced intellect. These beings, often depicted in ancient texts as dark-skinned with African-Asiatic features, were the architects of human civilization as we know it. They were the engineer-creator gods revered in Sumerian and Babylonian mythology, and among them, Amun Ra emerged as a formidable and controversial figure. Amun Ra's rise to power was not without conflict. He was the son of Enki, the eldest and most learned prince of Nibiru, and a Pleiadian servant woman. Enki, renowned for his wisdom and technological prowess, played a pivotal role in the creation of modern humans. However, his son Marduk, or Amun Ra, inherited a darker aspect of the Anunnaki legacy. Amun Ra's rule was marked by a relentless drive for dominance, a trait that often brought him into conflict with his kin. His ambition to be the paramount deity of Earth led to widespread dehumanization, slavery, and genocide, all carried out in his name. If you're fascinated by these revelations and want to explore more hidden truths about our ancient past, Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Your support helps us uncover more mysteries and share them with the world. Let's continue this journey together. One of the most chilling examples of Amun Ra's influence can be found in the biblical texts, where he is depicted as a jealous and vengeful god. The infamous phrase, "I am a jealous God," and the commandment, "You shall have no other gods before me," are believed to be direct reflections of Amun Ra's desire for absolute loyalty. His instructions to figures like Moses and Joshua, as recorded in the books of Exodus, Judges, and Deuteronomy, reveal a pattern of violence and subjugation. These texts, often interpreted as divine commandments, may in fact document the actions of an extraterrestrial ruler using humanity as tools in a larger cosmic conflict. Amun Ra's methods were not limited to spiritual manipulation. He employed advanced technology, including holographic communicators, to interact with humans. The story of Moses and the burning bush, for instance, may have been a misinterpretation of such technology. Moses, guided by what he believed to be the voice of the Supreme Being, led his people in a series of brutal conquests, all orchestrated by Amun Ra to eliminate those who worshipped other Anunnaki deities. These conflicts, often portrayed as divine interventions, were in reality battles between rival extraterrestrial factions, with humanity caught in the crossfire. The legacy of Amun Ra is a testament to the complex and often dark history of human spirituality. His influence, though hidden, continues to shape our world in ways we are only beginning to understand. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of the Anunnaki and their role in human history, we uncover a narrative that challenges our understanding of divinity, power, and the origins of our species. The word Amen, once a simple affirmation of faith, now carries with it the weight of an ancient and otherworldly legacy, a legacy that demands our attention and scrutiny. The Anunnaki, as a civilization, were far more than just a group of extraterrestrial beings who visited Earth in ancient times. They were a highly advanced race with a complex lineage that spanned millions of years and multiple star systems. Their origins can be traced back to a pivotal moment in galactic history, a union between two powerful and distinct races, the reptilian draconians of the Orion Empire and the Lyran Syrians of the Galactic Federation. This union, which occurred approximately 12 million years ago, was not merely a political alliance but a merging of two vastly different cultures and genetic lineages. The result was the birth of a new hybrid race, the Anunnaki, who would go on to become one of the most influential forces in the galaxy. The reptilian draconians, known for their warrior ethos and hierarchical society, brought with them a legacy of strength, discipline, and a deep connection to the darker aspects of cosmic power. The Lyran Syrians, on the other hand, were renowned for their wisdom, technological prowess, and a more harmonious approach to governance. The union of these two races created a unique blend of traits: physical strength, advanced intellect, and a profound understanding of both the light and dark aspects of existence. This hybrid race, the Anunnaki, would eventually become the architects of human civilization, revered as gods in ancient Sumerian and Babylonian texts. Among the Anunnaki, the royal family held a special status. These full-blooded royals were said to possess skin so dark that it appeared Arcturian blue to human eyes, with facial features reminiscent of African Asiatic peoples. They were the paramount leaders of the Anunnaki civilization, wielding immense power and influence. It was from this royal lineage that Marduk, also known as Amun Ra, emerged. As the son of Enki, the eldest prince of Nibiru, Marduk inherited not only his father's wisdom and technological knowledge, but also a deep-seated ambition to dominate and control. Enki, Marduk's father, was a figure of great significance in Anunnaki history. Born to King Anu and a Pleiadian servant woman, Enki was revered for his intellect and his role in the creation of modern humans. He was a scientist, an engineer, and a philosopher whose contributions to the development of Earth and its inhabitants were unparalleled. However, Enki's legacy was complicated by the actions of his son Marduk. While Enki sought to guide humanity with wisdom and compassion, Marduk's approach was far more authoritarian and ruthless. Marduk's rise to power was marked by a series of conflicts and power struggles, both within the Anunnaki royal family and with other extraterrestrial factions. His ambition to be the supreme ruler of Earth brought him into direct conflict with his uncle Enlil, also known as Yahweh in biblical texts. Enlil, who had previously held the title of Commander God of Earth, was a formidable opponent. The rivalry between Marduk and Enlil was not merely a personal feud, but a reflection of the broader tensions within the Anunnaki civilization. These tensions would eventually spill over into human history, shaping the religious and cultural narratives of ancient civilizations. One of the most significant events in Marduk's rise to power was his victory over the dragon queen Tiamat and her legion. This battle, which took place approximately 350,000 years ago, was a turning point in Anunnaki history. Tiamat, a powerful and feared figure in her own right, represented a challenge to Marduk's authority. Her defeat not only solidified Marduk's position as a leader among the Anunnaki, but also earned him the respect and loyalty of his peers. In recognition of his victory, the Anunnaki conferred upon him 50 titles, a number of great significance that had previously been associated with Enlil. This act symbolized Marduk's ascension to the role of Commander God of Earth, a position he would hold for millennia. Marduk's rule was characterized by a relentless drive to consolidate his power and eliminate any threats to his authority. He employed advanced technology, including orbiting saucer-like crafts and holographic communicators, to maintain control over his domain. His influence extended primarily over regions such as ancient Egypt and Kemet, where he was worshipped as Amun Ra, the sun disk god. It was here that he revealed his true form to Moses on Mount Sinai, an event that would later be immortalized in biblical texts. However, Marduk's rule was far from benevolent. His narcissistic god complex and ruthless methods of governance left a trail of destruction in their wake. He manipulated human leaders, such as the infamous pharaoh Akhenaten, to enforce monotheistic worship of himself, eradicating the veneration of other Anunnaki deities. His commands, as recorded in ancient texts, often resulted in violence and suffering, as seen in the biblical accounts of Moses and Joshua leading their people in brutal conquests. These actions, though framed as divine interventions, were in reality part of a larger cosmic struggle for dominance. The legacy of Marduk, or Amun Ra, is a testament to the complex and often dark history of the Anunnaki and their influence on human civilization. His story challenges our understanding of divinity, power, and the origins of our species. As we continue to explore the mysteries of the Anunnaki, we uncover a narrative that is as fascinating as it is unsettling. A narrative that forces us to reconsider the foundations of our spiritual and cultural beliefs. Amun Ra's rule over Earth was not one of benevolence or enlightenment, but of tyranny and manipulation. His desire to be worshipped as the one true God led him to orchestrate a series of events that would forever alter the course of human history. His methods were ruthless, his ambitions boundless, and his impact on humanity profound. Through a combination of advanced technology, psychological manipulation, and sheer force, Amun Ra sought to bend humanity to his will, using them as pawns in his cosmic game of power. One of the most striking examples of Amun Ra's manipulation can be found in the biblical story of Moses and the Exodus. According to ancient texts, Moses encountered a burning bush on Mount Sinai, from which the voice of God spoke to him. However, this burning bush may have been an advanced holographic communicator used by Amun Ra to project his presence and issue commands. Moses, believing he was speaking to the Supreme Being, was in fact being directed by an extraterrestrial ruler with his own agenda. The commandments given to Moses, including the infamous "Thou shalt have no other gods before me," were not divine laws but tools of control designed to ensure humanity's unwavering loyalty to Amun Ra. The consequences of these commands were devastating. Under Amun Ra's direction, Moses and his followers embarked on a series of brutal conquests, as documented in the books of Exodus, Judges, and Deuteronomy. These conquests were not acts of divine justice, but calculated moves to eliminate those who worshipped other Anunnaki deities. Entire cities were destroyed, their inhabitants slaughtered, and their cultures erased, all in the name of Amun Ra. The biblical accounts of these events, often interpreted as acts of divine retribution, may in fact be records of extraterrestrial manipulation and intergalactic conflict. Amun Ra's influence extended beyond the battlefield and into the very fabric of human society. He sought to establish a monotheistic religion centered around himself, eradicating the worship of other gods and consolidating his power. This is evident in the story of the pharaoh Akhenaten, who attempted to introduce monotheism to ancient Egypt under Amun Ra's direction. Akhenaten's reign was marked by radical religious reforms, including the renunciation of traditional Egyptian deities and the establishment of the Aten, or sun disk, as the sole object of worship. This shift was not a spontaneous act of spiritual enlightenment, but a calculated move by Amun Ra to assert his dominance over Egypt and its people. However, Amun Ra's rule was not without opposition. His aggressive tactics and insatiable desire for power brought him into conflict with other members of the Anunnaki royal family, including his own father Enki and his uncle Enlil. Enki, who had played a pivotal role in the creation of humanity, was deeply troubled by his son's actions. He saw the suffering inflicted upon humanity and sought to mitigate the damage, often working behind the scenes to counteract Amun Ra's influence. Enlil, on the other hand, was a direct rival to Amun Ra, and their conflicts often spilled over into human affairs, further complicating the already tumultuous relationship between the Anunnaki and humanity. One of the most significant conflicts between Amun Ra and his kin was the Great Pyramid War, a series of battles fought with advanced weaponry that left much of Africa and the Middle East in ruins. These wars were not merely territorial disputes, but part of a larger struggle for dominance among the Anunnaki. Amun Ra's goal was to eliminate his rivals and establish himself as the supreme ruler of Earth. The devastation caused by these wars was immense, with entire civilizations wiped out and vast regions rendered uninhabitable. The scars of these conflicts can still be seen today in the barren deserts and ancient ruins that dot the landscape. Despite his many victories, Amun Ra's rule was not absolute. His actions often sowed the seeds of his own downfall, as his relentless pursuit of power alienated even his closest allies. His uncle Thoth, who had governed ancient Egypt for thousands of years, eventually grew disillusioned with Amun Ra's methods and chose to leave Egypt, establishing a new civilization in the Mayan and Aztec regions of the world. This act of defiance was a significant blow to Amun Ra's authority and marked the beginning of his decline. Amun Ra's legacy is a complex and often dark chapter in the history of humanity. His influence can be seen in the religious and cultural narratives of ancient civilizations, as well as in the ongoing struggles for power and dominance that continue to shape our world. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of the Anunnaki and their role in human history, we uncover a narrative that challenges our understanding of divinity, power, and the origins of our species. The story of Amun Ra is a cautionary tale, a reminder of the dangers of unchecked ambition and the devastating consequences of manipulating those who look to the stars for guidance. Amun Ra's reign, though marked by immense power and influence, was not destined to last forever. His relentless pursuit of dominance and his willingness to use humanity as tools in his cosmic games eventually led to his downfall. The very beings who had once supported him, his kin, the Anunnaki, began to turn against him, recognizing the destructive path he had set upon. Among those who opposed him was Thoth, one of the most enigmatic and revered figures in Anunnaki history. Thoth, also known as Jehuti in ancient Egyptian texts, was a being of immense wisdom and knowledge. He was the son of Enki and a half-brother to Amun Ra, but their paths could not have been more different. While Amun Ra sought power and control, Thoth was a scholar, a scientist, and a teacher. He governed ancient Egypt for an astonishing 16,000 years, during which he introduced advanced knowledge in mathematics, astronomy, architecture, and spirituality. Thoth was the architect of the Great Pyramid of Giza, a structure that remains one of the most enduring mysteries of human history. His contributions to human civilization were immeasurable, and his legacy continues to inspire seekers of knowledge to this day. However, Thoth's relationship with Amun Ra was fraught with tension. As Amun Ra's rule grew increasingly tyrannical, Thoth became disillusioned with his brother's methods. He saw the suffering inflicted upon humanity and the devastation caused by the Pyramid Wars, and he knew that he could no longer stand idly by. Thoth's decision to leave Egypt and establish a new civilization in the Mayan and Aztec regions was not merely an act of defiance, but a conscious effort to preserve the knowledge and wisdom of the Anunnaki for future generations. Thoth's departure was a significant blow to Amun Ra's authority. It signaled a fracture within the Anunnaki royal family and marked the beginning of Amun Ra's decline. Without Thoth's support, Amun Ra's grip on power began to weaken, and his influence over humanity started to wane. The once mighty ruler, who had commanded the loyalty of millions, found himself increasingly isolated, his empire crumbling under the weight of his own ambition. The fall of Amun Ra was not a sudden event, but a gradual process, marked by a series of conflicts and betrayals. His uncle, Enlil, who had long been a rival, seized the opportunity to challenge Amun Ra's authority. The two engaged in a series of battles, both physical and ideological, that further destabilized the Anunnaki's rule over Earth. These conflicts, though largely hidden from human eyes, had profound implications for humanity. The wars between Amun Ra and Enlil were not merely struggles for power, but battles over the future of humanity itself. Amun Ra's eventual downfall was a turning point in the history of the Anunnaki and humanity. His reign, though marked by tyranny and destruction, had left an indelible mark on human civilization. The religious and cultural narratives that emerged during his rule continue to shape our understanding of divinity and power. The concept of a single, all-powerful God, which Amun Ra sought to enforce, remains a central tenet of many modern religions. However, the legacy of Amun Ra is also a cautionary tale, a reminder of the dangers of unchecked ambition and the devastating consequences of manipulating those who look to the stars for guidance. Thoth, on the other hand, left behind a legacy of knowledge and enlightenment. His teachings, preserved in the ancient texts of Egypt and the Americas, continue to inspire those who seek to understand the mysteries of the universe. Thoth's decision to leave Egypt and establish a new civilization was not an act of retreat, but a bold statement of hope, a belief in the potential of humanity to rise above the chaos and destruction wrought by Amun Ra and his ilk. The story of Amun Ra and Thoth is a tale of two brothers, each representing a different path for humanity. Amun Ra's path was one of domination and control, while Thoth's was one of knowledge and enlightenment. As we continue to explore the mysteries of the Anunnaki and their role in human history, we are faced with a choice: to follow the path of Amun Ra, with its promises of power and glory, or to embrace the wisdom of Thoth and seek a deeper understanding of ourselves and the universe. The legacy of the Anunnaki, particularly figures like Amun Ra and Thoth, extends far beyond the ancient world. Their influence can be seen in the religious, cultural, and scientific foundations of human civilization, from the pyramids of Egypt to the temples of Mesoamerica, from the biblical texts to the Sumerian tablets. The fingerprints of the Anunnaki are everywhere. But what does this mean for us today? How do we reconcile the ancient narratives of gods and extraterrestrial beings with our modern understanding of the universe? And what can we learn from the struggles and triumphs of these ancient figures? One of the most compelling pieces of evidence for the Anunnaki's influence on humanity is the wealth of ancient texts and artifacts that have survived to this day. The Sumerian tablets, for instance, provide detailed accounts of the Anunnaki's arrival on Earth, their creation of humanity, and their subsequent conflicts. These texts, written in cuneiform script, describe the Anunnaki as those who from heaven to earth came, beings of immense power and knowledge who shaped the course of human history. Similarly, the Egyptian Book of the Dead and the Pyramid texts contain references to Amun Ra and other Anunnaki figures, depicting them as gods who ruled over the cosmos and the afterlife. But the Anunnaki's influence is not limited to ancient texts. Their presence can also be seen in the architectural marvels they left behind. The Great Pyramid of Giza, for example, is a testament to the advanced knowledge and technology of the Anunnaki. Its precise alignment with the stars, its complex internal structure, and its sheer scale suggest a level of engineering prowess that surpasses even modern capabilities. Similarly, the temples of Mesoamerica, built under the guidance of Thoth, exhibit a sophistication that challenges our understanding of ancient civilizations. These structures, often aligned with celestial events, serve as reminders of the Anunnaki's connection to the cosmos and their role as teachers and guides. However, the Anunnaki's influence is not without controversy. The darker aspects of their legacy, particularly the actions of Amun Ra, raise important questions about the nature of power and the ethics of intervention. Amun Ra's manipulation of humanity, his use of violence and coercion, and his relentless pursuit of dominance serve as cautionary tales. They remind us of the dangers of unchecked ambition and the potential for abuse when power is concentrated in the hands of a few. At the same time, the legacy of Thoth and other benevolent Anunnaki figures offers a counterbalance, showing us the potential for knowledge, wisdom, and enlightenment to uplift and empower humanity. In the modern era, the quest to understand the Anunnaki and their role in human history has taken on new urgency. Advances in archaeology, astronomy, and genetics have provided new tools for exploring the mysteries of the past. The discovery of ancient DNA, for instance, has shed light on the genetic origins of humanity and the possibility of extraterrestrial intervention. Similarly, the study of ancient texts and artifacts combined with modern technology has allowed researchers to uncover new insights into the Anunnaki's influence on human civilization. But the search for truth is not without its challenges. The Anunnaki's legacy has been obscured by centuries of myth, legend, and misinterpretation. Separating fact from fiction requires a careful and critical approach, one that balances open-mindedness with skepticism. It also requires a willingness to question established narratives and explore alternative perspectives. This is not an easy task, but it is a necessary one if we are to fully understand our place in the universe and the forces that have shaped our history. Ultimately, the story of the Anunnaki is a story of humanity itself. It is a story of struggle and triumph, of darkness and light, of ignorance and enlightenment. It challenges us to confront the complexities of our past and to seek a deeper understanding of ourselves and the cosmos. As we continue to explore the mysteries of the Anunnaki, we are reminded of the importance of knowledge, wisdom, and compassion in shaping a better future for all. As we move further into the 21st century, the influence of the Anunnaki continues to cast a long shadow over human civilization. While their physical presence may have faded into the mists of time, their legacy remains deeply embedded in the structures of power, religion, and culture that govern our world. From secret societies to global elites, from ancient rituals to modern technologies, the fingerprints of the Anunnaki can still be found in the most unexpected places. But what does this mean for humanity today? Are we still under the sway of these ancient beings? Or do we have the power to break free from their influence and chart our own course? One of the most intriguing aspects of the Anunnaki's legacy is the role of secret societies and elite groups in perpetuating their influence. Throughout history, various organizations, such as the Freemasons, the Illuminati, and the Rosicrucians, have been accused of preserving and advancing the knowledge and agendas of the Anunnaki. These groups, often shrouded in mystery and ritual, are said to possess ancient texts, technologies, and wisdom passed down from the Anunnaki themselves. Whether these claims are true or not, there is no denying that these societies have played a significant role in shaping the course of human history. The elite families and institutions that wield power in the modern world are also believed by some to be connected to the Anunnaki. These groups, often referred to as the global elite or the cabal, are said to operate in the shadows, manipulating governments, economies, and media to maintain their control over humanity. Some theorists suggest that these elites are not merely human, but are descendants of the Anunnaki, carrying forward the genetic and spiritual legacy of their extraterrestrial ancestors. Whether this is true or not, the concentration of power in the hands of a few raises important questions about the nature of authority and the potential for abuse. The rituals and symbols associated with the Anunnaki also continue to play a role in modern society. From the use of the pyramid and the all-seeing eye on currency to the performance of ancient ceremonies in secret societies, these symbols serve as reminders of the Anunnaki's enduring influence. Even the word Amen, which we use to conclude prayers and affirmations, is believed by some to be a subtle nod to Amun Ra, the ancient ruler who sought to be worshipped as the one true God. These connections, whether intentional or coincidental, highlight the deep and often unconscious ways in which the Anunnaki's legacy continues to shape our world. But the Anunnaki's influence is not limited to the realms of power and symbolism. It can also be seen in the technologies and systems that govern our daily lives. The rise of artificial intelligence, genetic engineering, and space exploration has led some to speculate that we are on the verge of rediscovering the advanced technologies of the Anunnaki. These technologies, which once allowed the Anunnaki to manipulate matter, energy, and even consciousness, could hold the key to humanity's future or its downfall. The ethical and philosophical questions raised by these advancements echo the struggles of the Anunnaki themselves, reminding us of the delicate balance between progress and responsibility. Despite the challenges posed by the Anunnaki's legacy, there is also reason for hope. The same knowledge and wisdom that the Anunnaki used to control and manipulate humanity can also be used to empower and uplift us. The teachings of Thoth, for example, emphasize the importance of self-awareness, critical thinking, and spiritual growth. By embracing these principles, we can begin to break free from the cycles of control and domination that have defined much of human history. The Age of Aquarius, which many believe we are now entering, represents a time of awakening and transformation, a time when humanity can reclaim its sovereignty and step into its true potential. The journey toward freedom and enlightenment is not an easy one. It requires us to confront the shadows of our past, to question the narratives we have been taught, and to seek out the truth for ourselves. But it is a journey worth taking. As we continue to explore the mysteries of the Anunnaki and their role in human history, we are reminded of the power of knowledge, the importance of unity, and the potential for humanity to rise above its limitations and create a brighter future.